Welcome, Virgo. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for May the 30th through to June the 6th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we get to the energy of the cards, let me thank you for your energy, your loving, supportive, beautiful energy that you send my way each and every day. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Now, let's get to you. We start with the Two of Pentacles. So, there's a lot of beauty in these cards. Don't get me wrong, but I think you really have to be looking at what is giving you balance, what isn't giving you balance. You have to look at your routines. Where are you putting energy that you are not getting any reward or value back? Okay, this is so much to do with, if you're work all the time, your spirituality, your health and well-being, your close relationships have to suffer. Okay, there's no other way of looking at it. So you really need to look at where you are putting your energy this week and understanding where you need to take your time, your resources, your energy, and move them to other areas of your life so that you are well balanced going forward. Okay, it's all about bringing yourself into a balance, into a well-being, so that you are strengthened, so you are empowered to go forward. Now, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Page of Pentacles, so you are looking at new ways of going forward, new paths to take. You know it's going to take a courage, but you know what? The courage may be having to close the door behind you, taking something out of your life, removing something from your life, in order for a new door to open. Now, new possibilities await, new adventures await, absolutely. When we have the Page of Pentacles here, there's no doubt that there's new opportunities, new paths to walk, new ways of being is there for you. But I think you really have to look at what is weighing you down, what you no longer need to put your energy into. What you have been putting your energy into that hasn't been giving you the balance are just depleting you. Maybe it's responsibility or an obligation that never should have been on your plate in the first place. Maybe you need to delegate that back out to somebody else. Because that's when the new opportunities appear in your life, when you start to become balanced. Now, we have the Five of Swords here on the other side. And we do have a new moon in Gemini, so that's all about communication with other people. Okay, so some of the communication may not go as smoothly as you hoped. Okay, you may be butting heads with somebody in where you want to go, who you want to become, the dreams, the expectations that you have for your life going forward. This is about walking away from the negative in your life and going with like-minded people, staying strong in your desires, your commitment to you. For underlying energy, we have the Ten of Cups. So it is putting you, follow your gut, follow your intuition, follow your higher wisdom, because things are putting you into a path of your happily ever after. It's grounding you, it's securing you, it's putting you with the people that are going to grow with you, that are going to exalt you, that are going to raise you up, that are going to be there to lean on in times of trouble. They're going to be there to celebrate times with you. Okay, this is your happily ever after card. So really go with the flow. We are really immutable energy this week. So when we turn a corner, it's not necessarily what we thought was going to be around that corner. So we really need to go with the flow. We really need to stay in the moment. We really need to accept things as they come our way, and to move through them rather than trying to move against them. We have the Magician, though, as our overriding energy, and that's beautiful because this tells me that there is going to be some sort of magic that opens up into your life. I would have to say for the majority of you, it's work and career. Something happens. Now, also, don't get disillusioned, okay? Don't get the blinders on here, okay? Remember, the Magician is a magician, okay? He does this magic trick. We know it's a trick. We know it was an illusion. We know that it didn't really happen like we saw it happen, and yet it happened. So we want to stay grounded. We want to go with the flow. We want to stay in the moment. So we realize where we have been maybe disillusioning ourselves. But this is really about the magic coming in. This is something wonderful happening in your life this week to move you forward. And I would think for the majority of you, it's career. It could be relationships, absolutely. But I don't think it's love relationships as much as it would be people in the community. Maybe it's stature in the community, in your neighborhood. Maybe in the workplace. We have the Eight of Swords. Your perceptions need to change. They need to change when this card is in this placement. That you have been thinking about things, you know, it's kind of like you've been going down a one-way street, not realizing that it was an actual two-way street, that there was traffic coming at both ways. But the blinders on only made you feel like you could only go in one direction. So it is about ripping off those blinders. It is about seeing different perceptions, being open to different ways of being, of doing, of experiencing. As we go into the weekend and into next week, the Five of Wands. And so I think this has a lot to do with your perceptions of the people in your life, of who raises you up, who really supports you, who really has your back, what you give in a relationship, but I think more of what you receive in a relationship, and we'll get to the relationship card, because for the most part, you guys give more than you receive in any relationship. And so you really need to start weighing out those relationships and seeing really which ones are actually a beautiful vibration to be within, and ones that are stagnating you, are limiting you in some way. It's with the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups. Now, the Knight of Wands is essentially looking back on our past, the path that we have walked, the situations that we have seen ourselves in, and you know what we did at those times. Now, we don't want to get emotionally attached as much as possible, and with the King of Cups there, I think you will get emotionally attached. So if you are becoming reminiscent, or if you're deja vu, or if your yesterday shows up on your doorstep, although I don't think that will be the case for the majority of you. I think it'll be more in your thoughts. Pay attention to what God, your angels, your spirit guides are trying to show you, what the universe is trying to bring you into, to understand the choices you made at that time, so that you can make new choices, different choices, in order to bring in a security, a well-being into your life. And once again, I see this ship, so something magical can definitely happen to set you on the right course, to move you forward in the right way. Okay, but it is about your security. It's about the decisions you're making, about the people that surround you, and your sense of security within those relationships. Now, in relationships, in love, we have the Six of Pentacles. So it is the give and take in relationships, and you guys, more often than not, give a lot more than you'll ever receive within a relationship. You need to balance that out. You need to expect more out of the relationship. You need to bring things into balance. Yes, you give. Yes, you love. And that's beautiful. And that's essential in any relationship. But you also have to receive those things. So I think you are looking long and hard at what you give and what you receive within relationships, and making sure that they're balanced. If not, you're having the conversations about how to bring that into balance. New love. Well, we do have our happily ever after as our undercurrent. We have the Magician as our overriding energy. So yes, new love can appear and bring in a world of opportunity to you. So, I mean, love is magical. Love can always appear at any given time. It doesn't need to be in the cards in order to appear, but we do have some very strong cards saying that love can be, new relationships can be. But I think you're really looking at the give and take. And I mean, if you're not in a relationship, you could just be looking at what you gave in the last relationship, and what you received in the last relationship, and how you could have changed things to be a little bit more balanced within the relationship, so that when you do open yourself up to a new relationship, you are stronger, in who you are and your expectations of what is to be within the relationship. For career, finances, money, job, we have the Queen of Wands. And when I laid the cards down, this card sat unusually close to the Magician just by laying the cards down. I didn't, they kind of have their placement, but this one edged right up to the Magician, which is why I think that, it's career right now. It is job right now. It is, really looking at where you want to go. I mean, she is the planner. She is the one who makes these really sound decisions in what she is walking into. She's the silent queen. She's a very creative card to have. So it's all about your creative energy. So if you are a writer or a painter or a photographer, if you create in some way and that is your passion and your way of making money, maybe you're a cook, maybe you're a gardener, maybe you're a mechanic, maybe you build houses, dream houses for people. I don't know. But you really need to gather in all the information right now of what you need in order to go forward on your path. If you are trying to start your own business, you are going to look at what really is at your fingertips in the way of support, in the way of finances. Ask the questions. I mean, this would be when we go to the bank and just get that, not so much we're going for the loan, but we are asking what is needed here, what is needed there, what is your expectations here, what do I really need to bring to the table there, what will you overlook, and really know your facts. So I would think that this is a strong energy that is going to play out more maybe next week or the week after, maybe the week after, within the coming months. You are really right now getting your ducks in a row for where you are going and to have the strength in where you are going. It's something creative, it's something wonderful, but you really need to do your research. So if you are in job interviews and whatnot, I mean, this is the perfect card to say that you really need to research the company that you are being interviewed for, because I'll tell you, a company loves to hear that you know something about the company, something worthwhile about the company, maybe one of their solid, one of their real strengths, or what they perceive as a strength, or something they take pride in with, as a company, to know those things ahead of time, because it shows that you have a vested interest in that company and that company alone, that you're just not going to job interview to job interview, and you could be doing that, but they don't need to know that. And it shows that you put your application in there because you really want to work for them and bring your gifts, your talents. You want to make them even better by allowing to be a part of that team. So this could also go in, promotions and stuff, to know your stuff ahead of time, to do the research, to ask the questions, to do the investigative legwork behind the scenes so that you can talk the talk and walk the walk going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.